When the undead start their 9 to 5 shift of chaos and carnage, there's one building in every town that screams safety: the police station. Concrete walls, barred windows, guns in the armory, radios that might still crackle with human voices. It seems like the perfect survival fortress. But hold your horses, or your undead horses. A police station during a zombie apocalypse isn't automatically a paradise of order and heroism. It's more like the world's weirdest paradox, both the safest and most dangerous place you could possibly choose. Let's break down the grim, glorious, occasionally ridiculous reality of surviving in a police station when the dead come knocking. The first thing you'll notice about a police station is that it feels safe. Even in normal times, these places are built like mini fortresses. Reinforced walls, bulletproof glass, metal doors with electronic locks. It's not easy for someone to break in. And that someone used to mean criminals, not rotting corpses looking for a chew toy. But in the apocalypse, that security suddenly becomes priceless. Zombies don't care about Miranda rights, but they do care about doors they can't smash. The entrance is usually narrow, funneling any horde into a choke point. A couple of overturned desks, some metal grates, and you've got yourself a defensive dream. From the outside, it looks like an impregnable bastion. From the inside, though, that same fortress can turn into a coffin if things go wrong. Here's the problem. Police stations weren't built for long-term living. They were built for paperwork, interrogations, and coffee that tastes like asphalt. The cells are great if you need to lock up a zombie or two for research, or maybe just to vent some anger, but not so great if you need to sleep. Imagine trying to nap under flickering fluorescent lights while some ex-officer turned zombie groans in the next hallway. The ventilation system hums like a ghost. The smell of gun oil and sweat mixes with decay. It's not exactly cozy. And don't get me started on the food situation. The vending machine might still have a few sad candy bars or protein snacks, but after that, you're basically living on dust and hope. Of course, the real treasure of any police station is the armory. Shells of rifles, shotguns, pistols, maybe even tear gas or flashbangs if you're lucky. For a survivor, that's like stumbling into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, except every piece of chocolate can explode. But here's the catch. That armory door won't open just because you said please. It's usually locked behind codes, reinforced steel, or electronic systems now as dead as the zombies outside. And unless you've got a badge or a locksmith's finesse, you're not getting in easily. Some stations might have a few stray weapons lying around. Nightsticks, tasers, maybe a shotgun under the desk. But the bulk of the good stuff is sealed tighter than a lawyer's lips during questioning. Still, even with limited gear, you're in a better spot than most survivors. You've got radios, maybe even old maps, evidence rooms that could hide tools, and interrogation rooms that could double as safe zones or sleeping quarters. The parking lot might hold patrol cars. If you can find keys, you might have a getaway plan. The cells can be repurposed. One for storage, one for sleeping, one for the unfortunate teammate who's starting to look a little pale and bitey. The holding area's steel bars can stop zombies or trap you if someone forgets the key. But here's where the humor creeps in. Imagine the irony. You're holed up in a police station, surrounded by the ghosts of law and order, in a world where both have gone extinct. The walls still have motivational posters like "to protect and serve," now hanging crooked and bloodstained. The whiteboard still lists yesterday's patrol schedule. Half those names are probably shambling outside now. Maybe the break room still has a birthday party sign from the week before the outbreak. Balloons deflated and cake fossilized into concrete. Every corner is a reminder of the civilization that used to enforce rules. Rules that mean absolutely nothing now. And speaking of ghosts of authority, what if the station isn't empty? You might find surviving officers still clinging to their sense of duty. Some will welcome you with open arms. Others will see you as a threat, especially if resources are thin. The apocalypse doesn't magically erase the chain of command. It just warps it. In one corner, you've got Officer Jenkins still insisting on issuing curfew violations. In another, Sergeant Morales has barricaded the evidence locker, convinced that only sworn personnel deserve protection. Human drama doesn't die with society. It just gets meaner. The badges still shine, but morality starts to rust fast when hunger and fear move in. And if the police station fell early in the outbreak, then congratulations, you just walked into a zombie buffet wrapped in blue uniforms. Former cops, now infected, staggering through corridors they once patrolled. Their belts clinking with keys and cuffs, their walkie-talkies still crackling static. There's something uniquely eerie about fighting a zombified officer. The body armor makes them tougher. The muscle memory makes them relentless. One of them might even still have their sidearm, firing wildly from decayed fingers. If you think fighting regular zombies is bad, wait until you're wrestling one who used to know how to tackle people for a living. Let's talk logistics. Most police stations are located in population centers. Great for quick access, terrible when the city turns into a death trap. If you're lucky enough to reach a rural outpost, you might have more breathing room. But urban stations? Forget it. The streets will be crawling with undead traffic jams. And if the station has a jail attached, you might have inmates still locked inside. Some dead, some alive, all angry. The cell doors are strong, sure, but power outages mess with electronic locks, meaning at some point, all hell can break loose when those gates swing open. It's like an unplanned prison riot, except everyone wants to eat you instead of argue about cigarettes. Then there's the psychological toll. Living in a police station is like living in a museum of control during an age of chaos. The cameras don't work, the phones are dead, but you still feel watched. The walls echo with ghostly voices, dispatched chatter from long ago, or maybe just your imagination playing tricks on you. Every door creak sounds like handcuffs snapping shut. Every shadow looks like justice itself haunting the halls. There's a weird poetry in it. Humans hiding from monsters in the very building that once promised safety from monsters of a different kind. On the upside, if you've got a group, you can turn the place into a mini-society. Assign shifts, reinforce entrances, set up sleeping areas in the booking office. Use the roof as a lookout post. Rig the siren system to scare off hordes or signal allies. It's possible to make a police station into a functioning stronghold, but it takes discipline and trust. The irony? You'll need the same teamwork and coordination that police departments used to pride themselves on. Without that, you'll just become another headline in a forgotten case file. Survivor group, missing, presumed eaten. Now, let's not forget about supplies. Police stations are gold mines for tactical gear, flashlights, radios, first aid kits, riot shields. But those supplies go fast, and restocking is near impossible. The evidence room might hold weird treasures, confiscated knives, illegal weapons, even some contraband snacks if you're lucky. But when the last granola bar is gone and the last bullet casing hits the floor, the walls start to feel tighter. You'll find yourself staring at the wanted posters on the wall, wondering if you'd be on one now, stealing to survive, breaking the same laws you once relied on. The final nail in the metaphorical coffin is mobility. Police stations are built to keep people in and out. That's great when you're defending, but terrible when you need to escape. If a massive horde surrounds you, your options shrink fast. There's usually one or two exits, front door, maybe a rear gate to the parking lot. Once those are blocked, you're stuck. And let's be honest, zombies don't knock politely. They pound until the concrete cracks. Every moan outside becomes a countdown clock. Every minute inside feels like you're trapped in a tomb with a police badge carved into the lid. So, is surviving in a police station during a zombie apocalypse good or bad? The answer is both, gloriously, chaotically both. It's good if you're smart, disciplined, and lucky enough to get there before the undead do. It's bad if you mistake structure for safety or forget that walls don't feed you and guns don't grow on trees. A police station can be a sanctuary or a nightmare, depending on the day, the people, and the size of the horde pounding at the door. Maybe that's the beauty of it, the poetic irony of survival. The place once meant to uphold law and protect life becomes a desperate refuge where the only law left is survival. The cells, once used to contain criminals, now contain hope. The badge, once a symbol of authority, now just a piece of metal that means you had training once before everything fell apart. In the end, if you do find yourself in a police station during the zombie apocalypse, remember, use the guns wisely, keep the doors locked, and never trust the vending machine. It's probably already been eaten.